Donald Trump was there a couple years back. That makes me laugh, man. A year back or so. You scared of me, Vince? You fuck. Okay, so here we go. Here's a bombshell. Chris Benoit and Nancy Benoit had a child named Daniel. Now, Chris loved Daniel so much that he would do anything for him. I mean, that's all he could ever talk about was Daniel, 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 Daniel. Vince, he loved him. True love. But you know the truth. The real truth is, Chris asked me if Vince ever fucked my wife before in life. That's what this is all about. And you know damn well what the truth is. I told him, I said, no, I never fucked, I don't think. Oral sex, yeah. So, what the explosion was over was that he knew that you were fucking Nancy Benoit when he was wrestling. So you worked the angle out of the way, and 14 hours before it ever happened, it came up on the internet. That somehow became just a figment of someone's imagination, which personally I don't buy, but I don't need to buy it anyway. You got yourself out of the way. Chris would never, ever kill Daniel. Never. Unless the kid was yours. Nancy, the day before, went and seen Dr. Aston, the family doctor. Chris Benoit's and Nancy's doctor. Dr. Aston, of course, that's where everybody got their drugs too, as everybody's known, as Vince, everybody's found out. 15 other wrestlers. Probably all of them. Vince, right? Dr. Phil Aston in Georgia. So, what happens is, he comes home, they get in a fight, and the only way that he would have ever killed Daniel, unless he was murdered by your people, which really could have happened, right, Vince? Because it was 2 days apart. Boom, 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 with Bibles by him. Everything planned by your Jerry McDevitt, looks like to me. But what happened was, the baby, the argument they had, the baby wasn't his. He was convinced of that it was your child, Vince. So as soon as they die, you put them on the air, you sweep it under the rug like it never happened, and you come back, next thing you know, Chris Benoit is wiped completely off the face of the earth. Next! And we're talking about what happened on People magazine. They know about you now. You're talking about one of my friends here. Talking about Dynamite Kid, the guy who trained me, the guy he emanated and imitated. He didn't like many people. He was like me. He's kind of a sociopath. Quiet. Brad Armstrong, by the way. I had my best match in the world over anybody with Brad Armstrong in 1995, my last leg. But how guilty can you feel about this, Vince? Come on, man. And you're out of the picture, and you want to wipe a man who made so much money, all of his videos, because what? Because he killed his wife? Well, if you was fucking his wife, you wouldn't have killed her. So here's what we need to do. Vince, you need to take a DNA test, because it's 50-50. It could be your kid. The day before, Nancy went down and talked to Dr. Aston, Dr. Phil Aston in Fayetteville, and then the day after, the day of the murder, Chris went down. It went down then. That night is when the murders happened. So either you did them, or you're telling me that Nancy told Chris that you guys were fucking, because you know you fucked her, Vince. You fucked her many times. I shouldn't be using the word F, but I'm just telling it the way it is. Made love? It could be made love. You got a wife, Linda, don't you? You having an affair with the guy's wrestler, Chris Benoit, the best wrestler in WWE. They say they had the brain of a 90-year-old man, and you were still letting him wrestle? Do you believe that, Vince? You know he's into drugs. The autopsy showed they were both into drugs. Come on. But the thing is, they didn't die of drugs. It was a murder. It was a murder plot. I phoned Fayetteville County myself, and I said to them, have you had a motivation on this murder? I want to know. I talked to this guy, man. I talked to him. I talked to the district attorney, and they said, we investigated a year and a half, man. We have not an answer why he killed this kid, or why this murder took place.